Hello everyone, happy Heritage Day.
Happy Heritage Day,
Who's
everybody.
buying now? Not us apparently.
No, well, not yet. Later, definitely.
Yes.
So today we thought we would talk about timing.
Timing, yes.
Is it a good time to start a business? So timing is what we're going to be talking about. My name is Bridget,
And I'm Dana.
and the theme has been for this kind of bit more than a month has been, should I start a business? And then we just discuss various challenges within that, and each week we discuss something different. And we thought timing would be something quite important to talk about.
Yeah, because I think like the main thing we talk about a lot is how you actually plan right to get to
Yeah.
the right place with your business. Because as we know, when you start your own business, it's a lot of like ups and downs and it's a roller coaster. So timing is a big part of it. Like how
Having
do I know if
awareness,
this is the
yeah.
right time for me to start my own business? Should I do it now? Should I wait a bit? Do I need to plan more? Do I need to research more?
Yeah, and one of the examples that really stands out for me was, with Airbnb when they started and they approached investors about getting them funding. The investors were like, no one is ever going to rent their house out, let alone have some stranger living with them. I mean, that's just never going to work. But the reason that it did was because we were in a chronic recession and people needed money and they wanted to save money, and that's why it worked. So that's just for me as a perfect example, because people had tried so many times before to do the same sort of concept, and it didn't work because the timing wasn't right.
But it's
So
also if you look Uber, eBay, like all those type of companies
Online,
that
yeah.
they get just the right platform for people to actually do something from their own place. So let's say Uber is also a good example.
very
Because
good.
they just use
Yeah.
the fact that you've got a car, will hire you,
Just need
and
an
you
app.
can just
Yep.
use the app and work, and it's easily. But it was the right timing, because also it was the right timing that it's not only on the business side, it's also how the end users were
Yes.
actually ready to accept it also from a security kind of side, right?
Exactly, yeah.
People were more accepting for the fact that I will be fine to stay in someone else's place, or like I'll be fine to drive with someone that I actually never met and it's not a taxi.
Yeah.
I believe if they would have done it like a few years before, it would not necessarily would work the same as it
No.
worked like on the right timing.
But
And
we were so familiar with public transport and taxis, and this just was like a step up, but a more affordable way that I think people were just like, that was, especially now when we do Uber sharing.
yeah.
I mean, that's great as well, because who really wants to spend money to get from A to B, right?
I think like if you look at the market in the last few years, there's a lot of in a place of like open for competition. So every
Yeah.
segment is trying to open the market for the competition, and that's why they do different things to kind of stir everything up. And that's when you want to start your own business. So you need to try and understand, okay, what's the type of business that I want to do as per my skills, right?
And the research, yeah.
And is it the right timing? Will the market be able to accept it?
Yeah.
Are they ready for it or not? And I think if you
Will
look
they
at
pay
it,
for it as well?
will they pay for it?
Yeah.
Will they use my service? And also if you look at it from like a theoretical perspective, right? You've got the blue ocean and the red ocean. Do you want to be in an ocean which is the blue one? That you're gonna need to lead the market, teach the market, educate the market, right? So let's take it from a cell phone. No one ever thought that he's gonna need a cell phone like we today addicted, and we cannot be without a cell phone. We
Yeah.
ourselves using our two cell phones
Exactly.
and two laptops.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of like effort in teaching the market and educating the market on why do they need this specific product, this specific service.
But you've
Versus
also-
the red ocean,
You've
there's
also
a
got
lot
to
of
test.
competition.
Yeah, and that's why I think you've got to test the waters as well. In the previous podcast last week, I kind of touched on how, having been in the fitness industry, I realized that there is a missing link with business development for health professionals specifically, because they are very good at what they do. I don't doubt that. However, when it comes to the business side, there isn't actually business training very often within the fitness qualification. So when I wanted to get this up and running at the beginning of this year in March, it had literally only just been launched at Virgin Active in April, about the business development training for personal trainers, which is great because there's obviously a need, and it's at the very, very start of it. So people know that they want it, but it hasn't been tried and tested, and people are then nervous.
And also that, I think it's also, so when you start your own business, you need to understand, if you're getting into a situation like yours, there's a lot of, am I ready to invest my time?
Yep.
Do I have the energy to invest in it? Am I ready to take it? It's not going to be easy, that I need to put a lot of effort and understand how to educate the market and to own it.
Yep.
And not everyone can do it, and it's fine. So some people would prefer to go to a red ocean, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of competition. The market is ready and familiar with what they like, the product, the service, or whatsoever. You just need to highlight yourself, to distinguish yourself, and
Do
be
something-
like, what's your added value?
Exactly. Do something slightly different.
And that's part of what we speak about, to do the research part and understand yourself. And on the SWOT analysis that we spoke about, like, what's your strengths? Are you the type of person
Yeah.
that you're going to be stubborn? You're going to be able to listen to the market? Do you have the time, the willing, the effort, like, and all of that you want to invest?
And
Because some people will be in a
flexibility,
situation
yeah.
like yours, and then you say, you know what, I'm not ready for it. I'm gonna go to a different market, a different niche that I know the market knows, and I'm just gonna go with there. Because it's not easy. You can say from your side, like,
I mean, I did my research. I went to the Exercise Teachers Academy, which trained personal trainers. I went and spoke to them about doing the training, and I spoke to the students who are all of 18 or 19, and they were like, personal development, business development.
but in your area, I think that a lot of people also like, okay, why do you need to help me develop myself? No, kinda.
Exactly.
Who are you that you're gonna help me to develop myself? I can develop myself by myself.
Exactly. As opposed to going, okay, if there's an area that I'm stuck, whatever that is, if there's an area that I'm stuck, invariably it's because of my belief system around whatever that is, whether it's around starting a business, whether it's around money, whether around
But
relationships.
you know what? I'll take it also from my side of the business, because I see that people will say, okay, I can do social media by myself, or things like that. I can do
Yeah.
this by myself. They're trying to save money all the time, but they're actually spending their time and effort on things that bring nothing for them. They actually do things the wrong way. And they try also in that to jump into the water and just do, instead of actually listen. You need to build it up. Even to build likes and to get likes, it takes time.
Yeah.
Even to get business opportunities, it takes time, and you need to
That's-
build it the right way.
That's also timing.
It is
It's
timing.
also timing, because when you're doing any like if you're scheduling your postings, you're doing any sort of social media, again, that's also timing.
So what I like to do from my side, I like to build a marketing calendar. So a marketing calendar is like to take all the public holidays, all the different holidays that the different, like especially in a country, let's say like South Africa.
We have a lot
That today we
of
on
holidays.
Heritage Day, right? It's a culture day. You've got so many
Yeah.
different cultures. So if you write it all down, and then you take your business and you say, okay, let's say it's easy. Let's take today. Today's Friday, and you're a catering company that do bride. This is your time of the year to actually highlight yourself, right? And to push and to promote and do things around it.
Yeah.
And that's the message that you need to support. For your type of business, you can take, because you're working with like people that do health and stuff like that, and personal trainer. So take days that are around health, take days that are around that, and push your message around this time of the year. And that's part of also the timing, understand? Because and I'll take it from different ways. So even like companies that do perfume and stuff like that, where do you think they promote yourself around the holiday season, Valentine's Day?
But
It's all
also-
around timing.
Yeah, I think also for different businesses it is very different, because I'm running a workshop. I invited you.
I know.
Okay, cool. So I'm doing a pilot workshop, and I'm just having it invite. I'm inviting 10 people to this pilot, and the whole purpose of it is, if you look back on your year and you think, oh, actually, there's various areas that I haven't moved forward. Look, you might say you wanted to start the business but you didn't get around to it, or you wanted to go on a holiday but you didn't get around to it, or various things. You might still. It's just as we get towards the end of the year, there's less time and there's less chance that you're going to get those things
So
done.
I don't see it. So you see, so I think if you plan yourself smart from the beginning, and not only the beginning. So let's say, and that's why I like to work with a calendar, because then I can spread it and I can see, okay, this is the timing of the year that I've got more business opportunities that I need to work around. But on the other time, what am I doing? And you need to take in under consideration, like when I first came to the country, you know, like so when you come from one country that's like December, it's still like busy and working. Then you come to South Africa, that it's like not.
Yeah,
and people on
nothing.
vacation and traveling and things like that.
Yeah.
So you need to plan yourself in a different way. And also the planning of the financially part of it, which this will be our next subject.
Yeah.
On the financial part. So if you know that your business is not going to work strongly on December and Jan, like let's say hospitality kind of environment or restaurants and things like that, on vacations. So you need to plan yourself also around that, how you plan on all of that. So timing is very crucial when you start your own business. Also, I think timing is from the side of like, am I ready? And I think it's also an age kind of, but it's also not exactly. It's a kind of with a mix of like where you are in your life and the type of your personality.
Yeah, we don't really agree on the whole. We agree to disagree on the whole age thing. We're not
We
sure
always can disagree.
Yeah, exactly. We're not sure we agree on that. I don't feel like it's an age thing. I do feel it's a time of life thing because.
It's are you ready or not in your age,
Yeah,
but it's also
so-
part of it. There's some people are 18 years old that are very mature for the age and will be able to start their own business, but there's some that will be still childish.
But that's